Hello, good morning. Well, it is morning for me, and welcome to my little greenhouse. What's on the agenda today? Well, for a start, I've just been out there this morning and I've taken the fuchsias, geraniums actually, out of the baskets, and I'm going to try and save them and overwinter them in the greenhouse. I also want to try and take some cut-ins, which I've never done before, of my fuchsias, some more geraniums, and I've got petunias out there, and it's all really just to save a little bit of money when it comes time for putting your bedding plants in next year. Now, I bought my bedding plants mostly from supermarkets, and garden centres, of course, but the garden centres were closed this year. Lee said about 2020 the better, I think. And also I bought right at the very start of the year from a very well-known shopping channel. I bought fuchsias and I bought geraniums. They come direct from the nursery. They're very strong, established plants. I'll let you look at them now on our way up to the greenhouse, and you can have a look at my little pond as well on the way up. So the next time I see you, we'll be in the little greenhouse and we'll get on with it. See you in a minute. Right, back in the greenhouse. These are ones that I've already prepared, as you can see here. And all I'm going to do with these now is to take off, as tragically as it seems, all these flower heads. I haven't got a tripod, so just gonna have to do the best I can till I get one. Just tidying the plant up really. Now that's a little flower head, that's a little bud there that I want to take off as well, because that will flower. See that one there? Let me turn it around for you to see. That one there, that one that's on my finger there, that's another lot of buds that is going to open up. But we don't want them because we want this plant to go into dormancy. Another thing we don't want to do with this plant is to water them too much. So I've kept a lot of growth on, maybe because I haven't done this before, I don't know. You're going to see the results at the end of the day. I might come in here one day and they'll be all be in flower, which isn't the it's all right if they're inside and anyway, but it isn't what I'm trying to achieve. Now, these are these are different flowers altogether. These are not geraniums, they're petunias. And I'm going to do the same thing with them as I did with the geraniums, which is to take off all the flowers. Should come off easy. If you just bend them over, they should come off easy. Right. All I'm left with here, it's a very poor specimen indeed. I've just left a few leaves on the top, and I'll pot that one on. And I'm going to have to put a label on this one as well, because although they are very distinguishable leaf-wise, though, that definitely is a geranium on the leaf, and you can see on this one it's a petunia leaf. So I'll carry on with that, and I'll let you see the finished results once I finish with them. I'll be back now. Well, that's the geraniums and the petunias all sorted out and potted on, with all the flowers taken off of them. And they'll stay in here now. They've had a little bit of a water, but they will stay in here now, or in the shed next door, over the winter period. So I'm going to go down the garden now, and then I'm going to come back up, and we're going to try some cuttings from the plants. So I'll go down and get some cuttings, and I'll come back up, and we'll pot some cuttings on. Right, these are cuttings. I've just snapped them off the plant. And like I said, I've never ever done cuttings before. The last lot I done, there was a root ball on them, and I just reduced the plant size and I potted them on, but these are cut off the plant itself. And there's the geraniums. Now that looks a big plant, but the idea is to cut it back to a leaf mode here, reduce the amount of leaves you've got at the top. I've got some rooting powder, hormone rooting powder as well, just to help the process on. And then these get potted on, and hopefully they'll take. But there's the leaf mode there. So anything cut here or below that, if we take, for example, give you a good example, if I decided there's a little flower bud that's got to come off, if I decided to leave these top leaves on here, then I'd probably make my cut down here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to take off all the leaves, Now I'm trying to judge it because I've never done this before. I'd say right here. So I could cut that at an angle right there. Take that leaf off as well. Just going to leave 2 leaves on it. I've got some rooting powder that I can put on like that. And if I take a pot like this and put compost in it and put this in, it should take. This is the very first time I've ever done this, so I'm hoping that I've done it right. And I'm hoping that it will take. So in there. And I've just left a couple of leaves there. I'm hoping it'll take. I'll be chuffed if it does, because I've never taken cuttings before. But we'll keep an eye on that one. And we'll come back to it later in the year. And we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it'll root. Now that was the geranium. This is the fuchsia. So it's the same procedure. I'm going to take off all the flower buds of the fuchsia. Because they are not going to root. And again, I'm going to take the cut in. I'm going to snap it off by there. I'm going to strip off all these bottom leaves. As many as I can. These little flower buds, they're coming in between the leaves. Just taking that one off there now. Can you see it? And if you look carefully, see him by there? Let me turn it round. Can you see that? This one here, that's a flower bud. I'm going to take that out. Right, I'm left with that. So once again, I'm going to cut just below flower mode, or whatever they call them. Put them in some rooting powder. And because these are really small, I actually might pot them up into trays like this, and I think that would be better. But the fuchsias will get potted on into these pots. And then I should end up with pot looking like this. And we just have to keep an eye on it. If I've done it correctly, this plant will take. It'll certainly root. Once it's rooted and put on roots, and if it does work, like I say, I haven't done this before, but if it does work, that's going to save us a lot in the long term when it comes to bedding plants the following year, because you can propagate them from the plants that you've already bought. And if you buy seeds in the future and grow fuchsias, or you grow petunias or whatever, you can also take the cuttings off of what you've grown from seed as well. So anyway, I'm going to call it a day on that, and I'm going to get on with this because I'm very excited now to find out whether it'll work or not. And I'm going to go back down the garden and I'm going to get a few more fuchsia cuttings, because I love my fuchsias and I love my geraniums, petunias, you name it. I bedding plants like that, I always buy them. So if I can actually grow them through cuttings like this, you know, that's the way to go for me in any way. But I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, share, like, hit the bell icon. Next time I upload, it'll come through to you. Thumbs up, thumbs down. As long as you're seeing the videos, and as long as well, if one person catches a video, as long as he shares that video, that will help me out a great deal. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll be back with another one later on in the year. Thank you.